Right then, let's take a trip back in time, shall we? Before 1967, if you wanted to buy a pie or a bottle of milk here in New Zealand, your pockets wouldn't be jingling with dollars and cents. Instead, you'd be using pounds, shillings, and pence. It was a system we inherited from Great Britain, and goodness me, it could be a bit of a head-scratcher. You needed to be pretty sharp with your maths. Imagine trying to figure out your change when there were 12 pence in a shilling and 20 shillings in a pound. That's a lot of numbers to juggle just for a trip to the dairy. It was all part of daily life for Kiwis back then. The coins themselves felt quite different too. They were often bigger and heavier than what we have now. You had the chunky penny and the halfpenny, both made of bronze. Then there were the silver-colored coins, the threepence, sixpence, the shilling, the florin, which was worth 2 shillings, and the half-crown. Each one had its own size and a picture of the reigning British monarch, like King George VI or a young Queen Elizabeth II on one side. It really showed our strong ties to Britain at the time. Carrying a few of these around would certainly let you know they were there, weighing down your wallet or purse. Using this money required a bit of mental gymnastics every single day. If something cost £2, 3 shillings and sixpence, you had to add it all up carefully. Giving change was an art form in itself. Shopkeepers were absolute wizards at it, quickly calculating what you were owed without a calculator in sight. For school kids learning to handle their pocket money, it was a real lesson in arithmetic. It wasn't just about counting, it was about converting between the different units constantly. It was a system that had been around for a very, very long time. But change was on the horizon. This system, while traditional, was becoming a bit old-fashioned compared to the rest of the world. Many other countries had already switched to a simpler decimal system based on units of 10, which is much easier to work with. Think about it. Adding 10s, 50s, and 100s is a breeze compared to adding 12s and 20s. As New Zealand started to forge its own identity on the world stage, people began to wonder if it was time for our money to do the same. The conversation started quietly at first, but soon it became a national topic of discussion. Was it time to say goodbye to the pounds and pence? The big moment finally arrived on the 10th of July, 1967. On this historic day, New Zealand officially switched to a brand new currency system. We said a fond farewell to the complicated pounds, shillings, and pence, and a big cheerful hello to the much simpler dollars and cents. This massive change was called decimalisation. The idea was to make money easier for everyone to understand and use. Suddenly, $1 was equal to 100 cents. No more tricky calculations involving 12s and 20s. It was a bold move for the country, marking a huge step in our financial independence and modernizing our economy for the future. Why the change, you ask? Well, the main reason was simplicity. The old system was cumbersome for accounting, for businesses, and for everyday people just trying to do their shopping. A decimal system makes calculations much faster and reduces the chance of making mistakes. It also made international trade and tourism easier, as most of our trading partners were already using decimal currencies. The government launched a massive public education campaign to get everyone ready. They introduced a cartoon character called Mr. Dollar, who appeared on television and in newspapers to explain how the new money worked in a fun and friendly way. The transition was incredibly well planned. New coins and banknotes were designed and minted well in advance. On D-Day, or Decimal Day, banks closed for a few days to manage the swap. When they reopened, everyone could exchange their old pounds for new dollars. The exchange rate was set so that £1 became $2. This meant a 10-shilling note became a $1 note, and a shilling became 10 cents. For a while, both old and new coins were used together to help people adjust. But soon the old currency was phased out completely, becoming a piece of history. This event was more than just a change of currency. It was a moment of national pride. It was New Zealand taking control of its own monetary system and creating something that was uniquely ours. The switch was a huge success, and people adapted to the new dollars and cents remarkably quickly. Mr. Dollar's catchy jingle, 10 cents in the dollar, 10 shillings in the pound, helped cement the new system in people's minds. It was a smooth and positive change that simplified life for every single New Zealander, from school children to business owners, and set the stage for the money we know and use today. With the new dollar coins came a fantastic opportunity to showcase what makes New Zealand special. While the old coins had featured British symbols, the new ones were a celebration of Aotearoa's own unique identity. The designs were chosen after a public competition, and they focused on our native wildlife and plants. Suddenly, our coins weren't just money. They were little pieces of art that told a story about our country. The Queen's portrait remained on one side, acknowledging our Commonwealth connection. But the other side, the reverse, was now proudly and distinctively Kiwi. It was a fresh look for a fresh start. Each of the new coins featured a different aspect of our natural heritage. The 1-cent coin, bless its little heart, had a fern leaf, a symbol recognized worldwide as being from New Zealand. The 2-cent coin featured the beautiful cowhide flower. The 5-cent coin showed a tuatara, our ancient and unique reptile. The 10-cent coin had a Maori karuru, or carved mask, which was a significant inclusion of Maori culture. The 20-cent coin displayed a kiwi, our famous flightless bird, and the 50-cent coin featured Captain Cook's ship, the Endeavour, honoring our maritime history. These designs became instantly familiar to all of us. Over the years, the coins have continued to evolve. In 1990, a new $1 coin was introduced to replace the $1 note. It was bigger and golden-colored, featuring a kiwi on one side, which quickly earned it the nickname Kiwi. A year later, a $2 coin replaced the $2 note, this one showing a kutuku, or white heron. These coins were much more durable than the old paper notes. Then, in 2006, our silver coins got a modern makeover. They were made smaller, lighter, and from different metals to save money on production. And the old, larger 5, 10, 20, and 50-cent coins were phased out. One of the biggest changes came when we said goodbye to our smallest coins. In 1990, the little 1 and 2-cent coins were withdrawn from circulation. Why? Well, they had become more expensive to make than they were actually worth, and inflation meant they couldn't really buy anything anymore. Instead of dealing with tiny coins, shops started rounding prices to the nearest 5 cents, a system we call Swedish rounding. It simplified things even further and cleared out all that loose and frankly quite useless shrapnel from our wallets and car cup holders. It was a practical decision that most Kiwis welcomed. Today, our coins continue to be an important part of our daily lives, even as we use electronic payments more and more. The current set of coins, the 10, 20, and 50-cent pieces, and the $1 and $2 coins, are familiar to all of us. The designs are still based on that original 1967 set, celebrating our native flora and fauna. They connect us to our history and our environment every time we get change from buying a coffee. These coins are minted by the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, which ensures there are always enough of them to go around for cash transactions, keeping the wheels of the economy turning smoothly. Beyond the coins we use every day, New Zealand also produces special commemorative and collectible coins. These are often made from precious metals like silver or gold, and are created to mark significant national events or celebrate Kiwi culture. For example, there have been special coins for royal visits, for All Blacks Rugby World Cup victories, and even for blockbuster movies filmed here, like The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. These coins aren't really for spending at the supermarket. They are beautiful keepsakes and collector's items, miniature pieces of art that capture a moment in our nation's history for people to treasure. Looking to the future, the role of physical coins is likely to change. With the rise of digital wallets, PayWave, and online banking, we're using cash less frequently than ever before. Some people wonder if we are heading towards a cashless society where all transactions are electronic. While this might be convenient, the Reserve Bank has said it is committed to keeping cash available for as long as Kiwis want it, ensuring everyone has access to money, regardless of their access to technology. So, while you might tap your card for most things, the humble coin isn't disappearing just yet. So, what's next for our coins? New designs could be on the horizon. With King Charles III now on the throne, future coins will eventually feature his portrait instead of his mother's, Queen Elizabeth II. This will be a significant change, marking the end of a very long era. It's a reminder that our currency is a living thing, constantly evolving to reflect our nation's journey. From the complex pounds and shillings of the past to the iconic Kiwi designs of today and the potential digital future, the story of New Zealand's coins is a fascinating reflection of our story as a country.